Have you been to Ohio State, Michigan?
I've never been to the Horseshoe.
Okay.
Obviously, my last game I covered for the Michigan Daily was Bo's last game as coach, which was Michigan-Ohio State at home. His last game was the Rose Bowl, where he called a fake punt on USC with 4 minutes and change to go that worked and got called back due to a hold that to this day I still haven't seen on film. Wow. And he threw his headset down and nearly fell ass over tea kettle and got 15 more yards tacked on top of it. But anyway, his last game as coach at Michigan, he was a lot more relaxed that week than he was any other week throughout the season. And we realized that he knew that at the time it was going to be his last game at Michigan. He kind of like took it all in. It was great.
But this is Harbaugh. Like you got to win this one. Like, you know, when you say Michigan's back, Michigan's not back until you beat Ohio State. You're going to be favored going into this game.
I don't understand that. I don't understand it.
I think Michigan has been better.
I know Michigan has been better, but anything that everybody says to me, "Hey, this is your year," you know, and then or I get the high register like, "Hey." Like this is it, right? You know, like I get that higher register, which I'm not a fan of, and so I'm like, look, anything that ails Ohio State, whether it's in their locker room or in their offense or whatever's going on in the back end of their defense, it will all go away in time for kick, and then it just comes down to executing. And yeah, based on what we've seen so far this year over the last 6 weeks, it does. You know, it looks like it could be our year, Dan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it very well could be. You know, you never know.
Could you see Harbaugh coaching in the NFL?
No. His parents live next door to him.
Yeah.
He sends his kids over to their grandparents. His grandparents can watch his kids play in his backyard from their window. I mean, those are things that, you know, we all look at athletes and coaches as if they are just athletes and coaches and not human beings first. I think that is something that you can't discount. Obviously, someone throws a ton of money at him, and he loves the idea of going back. I don't know. But right now, I just don't see it.
But if he doesn't beat Ohio State, like
can we not have that conversation?
Just
if he doesn't, it would be patently disappointing.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. Like, this is the year it should happen.
But can he wear out his welcome at Michigan?
I mean, what do you mean by that? By not winning enough?
By not beating Ohio State. He's made them relevant.
Yeah, I mean, and they're playing better, and they have a better. I think this is the year that we're not going to have this conversation.
Oh,
how does that sound?
Okay. All right. Well, I wonder what happens.
You finally beat it out of me. I mean, I'm trying not to say this sort of stuff, but I don't think he will wear his welcome out. I just don't.
What about John Harbaugh reportedly on the hot seat?
Right, I know.
The Ravens.
Wouldn't that be amazing if RG3 or Lamar Jackson is the one that, quote unquote, saves his job there? It's entirely possible that one of those guys goes on. And I know people would say, well, RG3 hasn't played in years. It looks like one of those two is going to play this weekend.
But that would be a tune-in factor. If you said Lamar Jackson was going to start, I would watch the Ravens.
Yes, you would.
It's hard to watch the Ravens.
They have not had a dynamic player on offense in years.
Yeah.
And that's been their problem on that side of the ball.
I got a scenario for you.
What is it?
Urban Meyer steps down.
Mm-hmm.
John Harbaugh takes over the Ohio State.
Are you saying that just to piss me off? Or,
no, I do. And I don't have sources close to me telling me that.
He would never do that. He'd get a job in the NFL in 2 seconds flat.
Well, I know he could get a job.
I don't think he wants to go to college, let alone the Ohio State University. I'm sure they have about 15 people who would line up from their own history to get somebody from somewhere
Don't be
else.
such a buzzkill. Like, just, have some fun.
Well, I mean, if anybody's killing anybody's buzz right now, I think you're killing mine.
Well, I'm an Ohio State, fan growing up.
Are you still like?
I was.
So when it comes down to that game on Saturday,
no, it doesn't hurt me. It used to.
But you're sitting down. You'd prefer to see Ohio State win. Because I know you're professional. You're professional.
It's not the best story. So Michigan beating Ohio State's the better story.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.